So that's the whole idea of playing this video. Don't worry about the links. I will be floating. I will be sharing all links for all mindful activities that we will be, all the videos specifically that we'll be discussing during the session. So don't worry about that. Just playing the video.
Welcome to the Cosmic Kids Zen Den, your place to help you learn how your mind works and what you can do to keep yourself feeling happy and healthy. This is Jack. Jack is going to help us today by doing the Zen Den with us. First, let's get comfy. Sitting here, cross-legged on the floor, long tall backs and shoulders relaxed. Or, if you prefer, sit on a chair. If you are sitting on a chair, sit tall, both feet on the floor, back nice and long, and shoulders relaxed. Get your position sorted. And when you're ready, take some nice deep breaths. In through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Good. After a few breaths, you should start to feel nice and calm and relaxed. Now, I'd like you to imagine that you and your mind is a big, lovely pond. In that pond are lots of different kinds of fish. These are your feelings, all swimming around together. There's a happy fish, a sad fish, a sleepy fish, an excited fish, an angry fish, a worried fish, a playful fish, a calm fish, a kind fish, a selfish fish. So many fish, so many feelings, all swimming around the pond. Your job here is just to be the pond. Be the pond. It's wonderful being the pond because you can just watch all your different feelings just swimming by. All of them are okay. Every feeling is welcome. You be the pond and let the fish be the fish. No need to do anything with those feelings except watch them swimming around. See if you can be the pond now and just watch. Seeing what kind of feelings you're feeling. They just swim past. And you can just watch them. Remember, be the pond. Just be the pond. And if we follow this special Zen Den exercise, we are usually okay. Just watching all the fish swim around. Except sometimes we might feel like it's hard to let them just swim by. We might stop being the pond and find we've become one of the fish, like the angry fish. And when that happens, we might find ourselves saying or doing something that hurts other people. But we're not the angry fish. We're the pond. Be the pond. Slowly we start to come back to the here and now. Isn't it interesting how many different kinds of fish we all have swimming around in our pond? So we practice just being the pond. And when you feel like one of your fish has taken over, just say to yourself, Be the pond. This will help you come back to having all your feelings just swimming around happily together. Thanks.
All right, so this was our first practice, which is all about recognizing your feelings and being the pond. Would anybody like to share how was the experience? Was it easy? Do you think it was too hard? Was it difficult to focus
It
with
was
so
very
much?
relaxing, ma'am.
It was relaxing. It indeed is very relaxing. Imagine if it's relaxing for us, who probably also have some quiet time at home with children all the time running around at school. They hardly keep quiet even for a minute unless the teacher is teaching during the class. So, how relaxing would it be for them to go through such a practice right in the morning? So, this was our first practice. I'm just going to share my screen once again and we would now be talking about why mindfulness matters. I'm sure it's pretty evident after the practice that it does have lots and lots of benefits. It improves sleep quality, it promotes happiness, it teaches them kindness, it teaches them compassion. Even in fact, the researchers have proved that it enables students to reach their full academic potential because it decreases their stress and depressive symptoms. It raises self-awareness. It helps them consolidate positive thoughts, and it definitely leads to a better productive classroom climate when both students and teachers are emotionally stable. They have lesser stress, and it leads to it fosters positive relationships between students and teachers. So it does have a list of benefits which I feel that you should definitely try this for. I see a lot of comments in the chat box. Thank you so much. I'm glad that this was relaxing for you. Somebody, I think, initially posted that the audio was not audible, but I think others were able to hear it. Do let me know in case it's not audible. Feel free to unmute and let me know, because from my end, I was sharing the audio, so I thought it was audible. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So here are a few benefits. So a big yes for mindfulness, and yes, it does matter. We will now be talking about, just moving to the next slide, a second. About mindfulness and reactivity. So mindfulness has a lot to do with reactivity. Mindfulness creates space, changing impulsive reactions to thoughtful responses. I repeat, thoughtful responses. Without mindfulness, you tend to react. But with mindfulness, you tend to respond. A little bit of reflection coming here. I'm not going to ask you to share if it's personal, but take a few seconds to think of an experience that you've had in your classroom or elsewhere, generally in life, when you reacted in a way that you later regretted. Think of it as, just take a few seconds and think of something that comes first in your mind. Now imagine how things might have unfolded differently if you had been more mindful before reacting. I'm sure that you would feel that your reaction would not have been a reaction, but a response. That's the magic of mindfulness. If there's anything anybody would like to share, if it's a class experience and not personal, you could share it. But if it's something personal, it's just for reflection. So would anybody like to share if it's a class experience? If not, it's absolutely fine. That's so true, Janvi, ma'am. Most of the times we react instead of responding, especially, if the student has not done the homework, we just, without understanding the situation at home, maybe there was something major happening at home, and we react that, we give a punishment, right? That the homework was due today. Why is it not done? And then we end up reacting and not responding. Responding would be that, what happened? Why have you not done the homework? And then, analyzing the situation that, yes, this is a major reason. The child had issues at home. Maybe the mother was unwell or something major happening at the home front. Somebody unmuted to say something.
Yes, ma'am. I wanted to share this only, but you have already told that in the class, I think that is a very common thing that happens when a child has not brought the notebook. So I think instead of asking first that why you have not brought, what is the reason, our first reaction is you don't know today is your this maths period, so you have to bring the notebook. That is wrong that you have not brought the
So
notebook. I think
true.
that is our instant reaction that we
So
give
true.
instead of asking that why the notebook is not there. I think primary classes, especially for classes 1 and 2, usually parents pack their bag. So it is
Right.
actually their fault who has not put the notebook in the child's bag. And instead of asking, we just blast on the child
React.
that why, where is the notebook? So
So
I think
true.
there where
So true.
mindfulness helps.
Yes, definitely. I think it's a great idea to stop and look for the reason and then
Mm.
respond instead of react. Thank you so much for
Mm.
sharing that, ma'am. Um,
Thank
we
you.
Thank you. We now move on to the most awaited bit, which is mindfulness in classroom. So I'm going to be sharing a few activities, mindfulness activities that you could implement in your class. The first one is guided mindfulness mornings. I'll have to just play it separately from here. This is again a very short video. It's just a 1 minute video, and I think it's a great way to help children to start the day, to help them make a fresh start to the day and sort their feelings out right in the beginning of the day. So this is how
Are our thoughts and feelings. What kinds of thoughts do you have?
sorry.
The vase of water is our mind, and the different colours of sand are our thoughts and feelings. What kinds of thoughts do you have when waking up? Pick a colour of sand that feels right for your feelings or thoughts. This is how our minds are when we are in a hurry, stressed, angry, or upset. Can you see things clearly in this state? Let's breathe with the bell and observe all the sand as it slowly settles to the bottom of the jar. This is what happens to our minds when we meditate, when we are mindful of our body and of our breathing. What is the water like now? The thoughts and feelings can still be there in our minds, but rest peacefully at the bottom because we know how to return to our breathing to calm them.
So this is just a quick one to start. It's a great way to start your class teacher periods right in the morning. Helps the students to calm to stay calm throughout the day. You can even do it as you start your your, I don't know, science lesson. I sometimes do it in my Spanish lessons, just to kind of center them and calm them down. The next activity is when we are going to need our pieces of chocolate. So I hope you're ready. All of us love chocolates, but I think it's been really long since so almost all the children, they keep eating chocolates every now and then, and sometimes even more than just a piece of chocolate. But when was the last time when the children, or even we, enjoyed eating chocolate? I can't remember the last time when I totally enjoyed eating eating a piece of chocolate. One of the main benefits of mindfulness exercises for children is to be present and enjoy the little things in life. And this exercise is just a perfect example for that. So have your pieces of chocolate ready and get ready for this practice. You may turn on the video, but please keep yourself muted throughout the process. Relax your body. Soften your muscles and try to calm your body as much as you can. Take the piece of chocolate in your hand and close your eyes. Follow the instructions, please, carefully. You don't have to eat the chocolate yet. Have it in your hand and close the eyes. Try to feel the texture of the chocolate. Is it soft, hard, cold, or warm? Take a deep breath in and inhale the scent of the chocolate. Recognize the aroma that's hidden inside the chocolate. Can you feel the taste? Is your mouth watering? Hold yourself, savor the moment, and fight the urge to eat and gobble the chocolate. Now that you've taken your time to appreciate the fragrance, the smell of the chocolate, take a tiny bite, but don't chew it. Rest it on the tongue and let it melt and release its flavor. Take a tiny bite, but don't chew it. Let it rest on the tongue and release its flavor. Absorb the aroma. Focus on the taste of the chocolate and just relax. Be present and experience the taste. As the piece dissolves in your mouth, organize your thoughts. If your mind wanders off, come back to the taste of the chocolate. After you're done eating, you may come back to the present and open your eyes. And freely share your experience in the chat box, or you may also unmute and share the experience. It's also nice to have those who didn't have. I know somebody in the chat box wrote, I think it was Punita ma'am, who said she's got a choco pie. I'm sure it would have been similar experience with choco pie, but the idea is that you need to have something aromatic, chocolate, something that, chocolates with orange flavor, mint flavor, cinnamon flavor, they go really well for this activity. Dark chocolates are also great for this activity. How is it if you could share in the chat box? Did you enjoy this? When was the last time when you savored the chocolate like this? When you enjoyed eating, when you were mindful while eating the chocolate and not just gobbled it up? Never before. So true. So true. Thank you so much. I see lost in thoughts. That's such a perfect description of what it feels like. That's the perfect description. That you keep getting lost into random things when you're. So this is what mindfulness is. To come back to present is what you have to come back to the chocolate. You have to come back to the taste of the chocolate. It's very natural to to think about something else, but remember to come back to the present. And it was definitely tastier than before. So true. I am loving all the comments in the chat box. I am so happy that you've enjoyed the experience. All right. So before we start with the next activity, I think it's a great idea to just before we move on to the next one, to disconnect from this meeting and join the other one very quickly, because the next one might take another 2-3 minutes, and then we might get interrupted because the Zoom meeting is going to end soon. So I'm going to stop sharing here. We resume from activity 3 using the same link that you have joined from immediately after this one. So immediately after I disconnect, you will be able to join back in the same meeting. Thank you so much, everyone. See you in a few seconds.